Greetings, class. This is Professor Bold, and this is Practice 3, 3306, Summer 2018. I wanted to come to you and explain one of the major assignments, actually the major assignment for this course, which is the community assessment paper. There we are. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go over here. When you, if you want to see the assignment instructions, if you will go to your Blackboard menu, and there are some instructions here, and this is also where you upload your community assessment. This is actually technically in Module 9, where there are some other activities there, but when you get there, you will click on that, and that's where you upload it. But for right now, let's look at the guide. Okay, this is the guidelines and the rubric for the paper. Now keep in mind that normally this assignment is also a presentation with a paper. But in this case, for the summer, we're going to do the paper. Some students are like, why can't you do the presentation? Well, the paper is really the crux of the whole assignment. So it's really important that we go ahead and do the paper rather than a presentation. And also, online students have a little more difficulty getting together for presentations. Excuse me. Okay, so guidelines and rubric community assessment paper. This goes over all of the general instructions. You will want to read it for detail, but basically students are going to assess a community focused on a specific social problem, issue, or need for the purpose of identifying community needs, community assets, community challenges, and gaps in services available for the specific population. Lots of words, I know. Let me explain that a little bit. What you are going to do is you are going to take away or forget about all of the assumptions that you have about a community. So I may think certain things about East Arlington or West Arlington, or I may think certain things about East Tarrant County, East Fort Worth, North Fort Worth. I may think certain things about South Dallas or North Dallas or Middle Dallas or downtown Dallas. Whatever those assumptions are, I'm going to ask you to set all of that aside, and you're going to be looking through those things. In the first activity, you will explore what your assumptions are about the population there, and then we sort of erase that and let's move on to what's really happening. We cannot know what is really happening in a community unless we do a thorough assessment, and that's what this paper and this project is about. In order to identify the community needs, you cannot just say, well, I know for sure because I've driven on down that street that those people are poor. Or I know for sure that they have a high teen pregnancy rate because I've heard that in the news. You have to erase all of that. If you're going to do a thorough assessment, you have to get the facts. So this is a factual paper. This is a factual paper. You will make your assessment based on factual evidence that you will find. You cannot know that evidence today. So you cannot complete this paper today. You cannot complete this paper in a week. You can try, but you really need to be thorough and go through each one of the activities in a thorough way. I'll know if you didn't, and points will be deducted. So let's make sure we just have that right up front. Be ready to work at this. Be ready to explore and go really in depth with one of your community topics. Okay? So you will want to identify community needs. You're going to discover community assets and challenges and gaps in services. If any of those words seem odd to you or you don't know how to do that yet, you will have to read the course text. Okay? Do not assume that you know what those words mean without reading the course text. Okay? You must read the entire text because each chapter discusses various aspects of the activities and various aspects of doing a community assessment. So, take it one step at a time. Do not try to do all of this in one day. Break it down into manageable pieces. And that's what I've tried to do with the activities, is to break it down into manageable pieces. So in these instructions, you have a minimum required of 6 references. You have, we won't be working with this human subjects. We're not going to be doing that. So just erase that, or not erase it, but just keep that out of your mind, because we won't be doing that. We don't have time. But sometimes when people are doing a thorough assessment, they will be working with human subjects. We will not be doing that. This one thing to point out here is that students should avoid using Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not professionally sound, evidence-based. A lot of people love to just Google or Wikipedia things and put that in their paper. And if you put that in this paper, it will not be a passing document, because it is not something that is sound in the School of Social Work. Okay, here's the content and the format of the assessment paper. You don't worry about whether this says task or not. These are the areas that you're going to need to be able to do. So the task part of that is just, extraneous. So really, in this paper, you're going to talk about the target population or the target system. You'll learn about that in the course text. What is a target population? You'll learn about what community characteristics are like when you do some of the activities. You'll learn about the community structure when you do some of the activities. You'll learn about community organizations and social service organizations when you do the activities. And I'm going to do another video on each of the activities as well. So these are the questions that you're going to answer in your paper. The idea is that you will identify what the needs are of this population. Okay, you'll identify a population, you'll explore an area, and the activities will help you decide those things or explore what you're going to do. Okay. You'll be asked to identify some of those things early on so that you can complete the activities. You'll see what I mean. But what you'll be doing is you'll explore a topic within a community, and then you're going to assess what the needs are in that community, and then you're going to develop a solution to those needs, a unique solution to what you as a group or as an individual have identified based on your research as what the needs are and how those needs might be met. Okay, so for example, you might research Central Arlington. Let's say you're researching the area of Central Arlington, and you've done all of this research and gone to the Center for Disease Control, and you've looked at the United Way stats, and you've looked at the city stats, the community stats, and you've visited with people in the community, and you've driven around the community, and you have a good idea now, based on the information that you've obtained, that the people in Central Arlington need, I'm just going to make something up, need housewares, okay, that they all need a blender for their home. I'm just making this up, okay? And so then you have to decide, okay, is this need, how does it affect their lives? You need to prove in this paper how not having a blender affects their lives. And what does your group or yourself as an individual, what do you plan to do about this problem? Okay, now I totally made that up, of course. Some people may need a blender, some people may not. We know that. I just made that up for us to chuckle about. But that's an essential element of this, is that you have done your thorough research about an area, and you'll have a topic too. So your group will decide a topic. So let's say your group chooses child abuse. Okay, child abuse in West Arlington, or child abuse in Tarrant County. You will do a thorough research, including talking to people, exploring the area physically, and looking into it in depth to determine exactly what is going on with regard to child abuse in Tarrant County. And I will tell you, people think, oh, well, that's a great one to do because there's a lot of information about that. Yes, there is. But the idea will be to try to find a need within that community. So these are things that you have to explore through the course text, through the class. This is not a done-in-a-day project. It is a process that starts from beginning to end. Okay, so let me keep going here. Let's see what else is here. Okay, I think that's just the guidelines. Let me flip over to the actual rubric. And this is what you'll be using when you do your assessment also. You're going to be doing a self-assessment. Okay, so the target population, this is what I will be grading your paper on. Did you do these things listed in this area? Did you clearly describe the population? Did you describe the community? Did you thoroughly describe the structure? And this is more than, there's tall buildings in downtown. It's in-depth describing what that place is like. In what areas do you intend to advocate for the target population? And what is your conclusion? And then you'll have references. I'll take off points for organization and correctness, spelling, things like that, of course, and using APA. So I'm going to get out of that now, and I'm going to be finished here. But again, if you want to find this, it's in Module 9, or if you go over here to Final Paper Upload, it'll bring you straight to Module 9. Okay? All right, let me know if you have any questions about that, but I just wanted to point out where these items were. Okay? All right, and we will check back with you later. Good luck.